Good evening, everyone. Thank you guys for joining us today. This is our first really big in-person event that we've had since COVID. So we are excited and nervous. Like, oh gosh, what if people don't show up? So we appreciate you guys for coming, despite the weather, right? Hopefully we'll have summer eventually at some point and days that we can enjoy. So we appreciate you for coming out today to learn about the Promise. And first, on behalf of Muskegon Community College, we would like to congratulate all of you graduating seniors. This is a milestone. You guys have made a big accomplishment with graduating high school, and now adulting is coming. Be prepared. But it is the next step, and so we would like to congratulate you. So if we could just give a round of applause to all of our graduating seniors for their hard work. And you guys did it and graduated with honors. You are Promise students, so that is a big accomplishment in itself. So on behalf of MCC, we would like to say thank you and congratulations. There are refreshments in the corner, so there are drinks and there are cookies and snacks. Please take them, because if you guys don't take them, I have to take them back upstairs and haul all of that. So please take it, so you can have it. And take some if you have siblings at home or other kids, take it for them. Today we are going to learn about the Promise. What is the Promise? What does it entail? What are the admission steps in order to become a student? And then give you guys an opportunity just to ask questions about the Promise. How does it work at MCC? Do I have FAFSA issues or questions? How do I register for classes? Whatever. What is it like to be a student? What resources are here? So we're going to go through that with you as well, to give you an opportunity to know what you're getting yourself into when you come on this beautiful campus in the fall. So I am going to pass it along to Megan, who is the Promise coordinator, and she'll give her introduction about the Promise, just so that you guys can know exactly what the Promise is and how it works. And I'm sure you're all well versed, but she's going to let you know more. I don't know if you want the mic or you don't want the mic.
Well, I kind of have a PE voice. John Mills, do I need the mic?
Closer to the podium would be great.
Closer to the podium, okay. So awesome for everyone in the room tonight. We are recording tonight's session, so we will have it available for you to rewatch, and we'll also be able to share the slide decks as well. So I asked our friend John Mills those types of positional questions. Do I need to be louder, or where shall I stand? So thank you so much. Again, my name is Megan Byer-Caraba. I very fondly refer to myself as the mother of the Promise. So those of you in the room who are students, recent graduates, I am your new mama, okay? I hope to take really good care of you in your next coming of years and help you through all of those trials and tribulations, perhaps, that college may have before you attending. Maybe there's questions, or it might just be a little bit of wrinkle, whatever. I'm here for you, and certainly will be your biggest cheerleader. I've got a few things I want to share with you about the Promise. I am going to go rather quickly because we do have a lot we want to share with you tonight. So first and foremost is really a quick quote that we have regarding kind of our why. And the quote reads this: going from good to great. Talent determines our future. More than ever, a competitive advantage and economic success for West Michigan will be determined by the quality and availability of skilled, trained, and engaged workforce. Students in the room, you are our future workforce. The Promise is meant to be a driver for that economic success that we are looking to have. What we are a post-high school scholarship, right? We are designated and operated and managed through a zone in the state of Michigan. There are 15 zones altogether, and Muskegon is lucky to be one of them. And we are an opportunity that's offered to all students in our great county with a 3.4 grade point average or higher. And I say 3.4 with a little inflection, because some of you may remember our Promise used to be a 3.5 or higher. And for the first time since 2015, we were able to lower our grade point average with this graduating class of 2022. So super excited about that and moving forward. We have 16 eligible high schools, public, private, and charter. We have several educational paths that Promise scholars can tap into while here at the community college. Many of you might be interested in a transfer opportunity where you know you're interested in a bachelor's degree, so you're taking general ed classes and you're going to transfer to a university of choice. Some of you might be interested in an associate's degree, and some of the careers listed on the screen here are just a few example programs that we have here locally in the Muskegon area with a 2-year associate program. But we also have some of you in the room who may have passion and drive for a certificate or a license program. A little bit, perhaps less than 2 years of study, but nonetheless high quality, high wage return on your investment in education. All 3 areas are indeed something that is acceptable in using your Promise Award. We do have a magic number in the world of the Promise, and that is 62. Our Promise Award will fund up to 62 college credits. It is assumed that 62 is an equivalent to an associate's degree. By legislation, we're bound to at least an associate's degree for our Promise scholars that are here locally. However, we know we have programs in our great community that also offer free college options to students. Things like dual enrollment, advanced placement, or even early college, right? We work in tandem, side by side, shoulder to shoulder with the other free programs for our students in the area. So if you have attempted and achieved free college credits in high school, that will work with your Promise. It may look like your Promise is less, but really what it means is you are ahead of the game towards that degree. The idea is a path to a degree, not just 62 willy-nilly credits, okay? That's loving mom talking to you now, okay? The bottom line, nuts and bolts. Students must be degree seeking. You've got to complete your coursework that you set out to complete, and that's what we call satisfactory academic progress. You have 4 years to tap into 62 college credits. The scholarship is last dollar, which means it's used in conjunction with any state, federal, or institutional grants offered. And we do have release and permissions and acceptances that need to be done every year. Now those nuts and bolts are so important, I'm going to say them again. And I'm going to say them again in the form of what I call fridge notes. These are the really nitty-gritty things that you guys need to know about our Promise. First and foremost, degree seeking. Everyone in the room, students enrolled in a program, need to be degree seeking here locally, Baker College or MCC. If we have guest students, those are students who, let's say, might be going off to Western, coming back to take a summer class at MCC to transfer it back to Western. Unfortunately, guest students are not eligible to use Promise dollars. So those of you in the room, degree seeking in one of our paths that we have already carved out. Satisfactory academic progress. It is to qualify for financial aid, okay? Students must make satisfactory academic progress towards their completion program, certificate, or associate's degree. The Promise is considered financial aid. So in order to receive and continue to receive your Promise Award, you must meet satisfactory academic progress standards that are set and in policy here at Muskegon Community College. Expiration of Award. You have 4 years, okay? This is really important and really super helpful, actually. The Promise scholars that we have in the community have up to 4 years to tap into the 62 credits. They will be expiring and forfeited 4 years from now, okay? So 2026, your award will expire. This is good for a couple of reasons. Perhaps you need to take a lesser load of classes because you're working, or something else in life throws you a curveball and you can't take 12 credits at a time or 15. So it's awesome to have a little bit more time in your calendar to be able to afford that. Sometimes it also is helpful for students whom you may have graduated with that are taking a gap year and they aren't in college at all in the fall. they can still come back and tap into the promise up to 4 years. It might be true for that best friend who's going off to, let's say, Ferris, and Ferris doesn't work out, and they need to come back to school locally, and they want to tap into the promise. Again, they have 4 years to tap into that 62 credits. So we're super excited about that window of time for you. Last dollar, super important to remember. The promise is used in conjunction with state, federal, and institutional dollars, okay? Everybody uses the award differently. Some of our Promise Scholars need the entire award, some only need a small portion, and some need none at all, okay? And we'll talk about what that looks like mathematically in just a moment. With that being said, the promise does have a maximum dollar value. Every year we give you what your max award is, and once that's reached, no more dollars are extended until a new year begins, okay? So maximum dollar value every year. We do need you to accept your award every year. If you have already done so, we have well over 200 students who have accepted their award for our incoming freshman class. Thank you very much. If you have not, there are QR codes around the room tonight that you can do that right on your cell phone, or there are 3 computers over to the left side of the room here that you may do that on a desktop computer as well. So every year, new acceptance, every year, new FAFSA, okay, your free application for federal student aid. That was the last of the most nitty-gritty. The rest is this: communication with the Office of the Promise, now that you are out of high school and into college, is electronic only. Okay? I won't be mailing anything else to your homes. I maybe will call or text, but a lot of times it's email, it's Facebook, it's perhaps a new Instagram that we're setting up this fall. You name it, we are trying to get to where you are so we can make sure we have lots of communication your way. Maybe it's a quick announcement, or maybe it's a long and lengthy thing I might need you to do. So pay attention to those emails. Make sure when you're accepting the award, you're using an email that I can use, and we'll be in a really good place. Items not covered. The Promise Award is a phenomenal gift, but there are things that are not covered under your Promise Award. Books and supplies is a big one, okay? Books and supplies will be on the shoulders of our students and families, and that can be covered by a number of ways. Could be a personal savings account, could be a job that the student has, could be mom and dad paying for that, could be another grant or a scholarship that you receive. There are a lot of ways to work through those books and supplies. Please plan accordingly for that. So how far will your promise take you? The use and stats, real quick. This is based on last year. We have, you can see, a variety of ways our students are using the award. In yellow, you can see the largest amount of the students that we serve, which are well over 600 students every year. 41% are only using an average award. Everybody else is somewhere in between. A really small number use the entire award. 9% use our entire award. And everybody else is right in between. That tells me that we have a great need here in the Muskegon area. And I am so blessed to be able to offer you that gift to fill that need. What does the money look like? $5,600, boys and girls. $5,600 will be front-loaded to your accounts in the fall, and you can use it as the year goes on, okay? You'll start to see your student portals with that dollar value summer months, okay? June and July and August is when we're starting to set everything up. And once each term becomes new, the rollover amount also will show up on your account. That is your maximum dollar value. If that dollar value is used, no more money till the following fall. We liken it to a bucket, okay? Financial aid and I decided to come up with a good kind of analogy or description on what that money looks like. And your promise is a bucket, and it splashes, and it sprinkles, or it floods, okay? And so this is what it looks like. You've got $5,600, and it can splash and sprinkle in a couple of ways. Perhaps it's a fall expense. You've taken full-time classes. It's $2,200 worth of classes. You can see your $5,600 in this math problem now dips down to $2,900, right? Now we also see in winter, we take another full-time class load, and you can see that that money comes out again. From that 29, taking your 22, now you're down to 356. Do I sound like I've got a little bit of a auction going on here, right? You've got 356 left for summer, right? That's enough for perhaps one class, maybe not even that, okay? So just think about that. As you're planning your class load, know your dollar value and know how your bucket can sprinkle, splash, or flood. Everyone's bucket is different. Everyone's bucket has different factors like, are you enrolled full-time? Are you a resident here in Muskegon County? What is your EFC that we've determined from your free application for federal student aid? And are you taking classes that perhaps are a little bit more expensive? No, fault of your own, but a lot of science classes perhaps might have more lab classes, and lab classes cost a little bit more money. So we just have to pay attention and really be responsible. That's what our board asks of you, that's what our private donors asks of you, is to please be responsible. Take a look at what you have, meet with your advisors that you have on board, your counselors. Make sure you're attending sessions like tonight or your orientation, right? Or that you are staying focused on any unforeseen need that you might have. So you're in, now what? That's what tonight is all about. You're going to hear from some amazing people tonight that have some great tips for you on how to make best use of your time while here at the college. I've got a couple of last minute pieces of advice. And one is this. At a community college, you are in incredible good company. And for one reason, more than others. The first is MCC has recently been rated the #1 community college in the state. Okay, we have several community colleges in our great state of Michigan, and we are in the top ranks of being the best. So you're in good company of being here. The other is folks with bachelor's degrees or higher in our great state of Michigan, 52% of them started out life at a community college, myself included. I grew up in the Grand Rapids area and went to Grand Rapids Community College before I transferred on to Western Michigan University. You're in good company, and we're super thrilled to have you here. The other is pay attention to your student portal. You're going to hear a lot about this tonight from some of our other experts in the room. And every time a student calls me and says, Megan, I need help with my promise, I always say, have you checked your student portal? Okay? It's your Bible. It's where you will find everything that you might need to know about your award or about what the college might need from you. And lastly, find your helpers. Your helpers are here tonight. They will introduce themselves one by one. Please make sure you're tapping into all of the resources that the college has for you to help make sure that you stay successful. So the first up in that list of helpers is our wonderful admission team. Stephanie, are you up first? Or do you want your entire team? I'm done.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The last is just my contact information, which we can leave up while they are presenting for sure, if that's okay. So we have a wonderful slot here. Enjoy, folks, and I'm sticking around, of course, for any of those questions that we might have.
Thank you. So we are the admissions team at the college. Ashley is a part of our team, so come on up, come on up. So I am Stephanie Briggs. I didn't tell you that at the beginning. I walked away and I said, they probably don't even know who I am. Just a random lady up there running her mouth. But I am Stephanie Briggs, Director of Admissions. Sorry, John, as I forget that we're recording, so let me step over. And so we are going to talk about what's next. So you guys have the promise. You're eligible for it. You've done that part in school. So what's next? And that's the admissions piece at MCC. So I'm going to bring up Jalen first, and he will talk about the first few steps. If you have the agenda, does everybody have the agenda? hopefully. At the bottom and corner, there is a QR code. If you scan that with your phone, you'll be able to see all the steps that we're talking about today.
So, hey, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jalen Smith. I'm an admissions representative here at Muskegon Community College, and I'll pretty much go over the first 3 steps to becoming a student at MCC. First and foremost, you guys would have to go ahead and apply. It's pretty much done straight from our main website. Upon going to our main website, right in the right-hand corner, easily see apply. You guys would apply as a new student. The next step will be to go ahead and complete your financial aid. We have some people from financial aid to talk about that, so I won't dive too deep into it. I'll allow her to kind of go up here and give her spiel. Lastly, your third step will be to complete testing. Here at MCC, we offer placement testing. It is currently waived unless you guys are looking to go into the nursing program. With testing, they also offer placement testing, classroom and waiver exams, workplace testing, and as well as external proctored exams. So if you guys are interested in the nursing program, I encourage you to reach out to the testing center and set that up. I also have Ellis here. If she'd like to finish the rest of this, that's for Jody. Yep, so I have Jody here and she'll dive deeper into financial aid. I'm sorry.
So I'm part of step 2. Megan said it, so a lot of the things I'm going to say may be repetitive as to what Megan said. Every year, you renew your Promise Award. Every year, you're required to do a FAFSA form. I cannot award the Promise money until we have your FAFSA form. And if we needed anything else from you, if you were selected for verification in financial aid, which I promise it's not MCC picking on you. The Department of Education selects 30% randomly. It actually is a little bit more than that. So once we have everything from you that we need, we can award the Promise dollars. And again, we front load it, so it's $5,600 in the fall. And once we can lock in aid approximately 10 days into the semester, we will pay your tuition balance, whatever is remaining, if it's the whole amount, if it's just a portion. And then after that, the balance rolls over into winter, and if there's anything remaining, then it rolls over into the summer. But again, I can't do anything with it until you are on Megan's magical list, which is why you're here tonight, because you've already done that portion. I have your FAFSA form, and everything is completed. One other thing that is a special note we need to say is you're now adults. Parents, if you call and ask the financial aid questions or financial services any questions, we unfortunately cannot share any information with you. The students are protected by privacy rights. There's a form that can be filled out, but it has to be done in person. I believe there may be because of COVID, there's a way to do everything online now. A form that the student would need to fill out, giving us permission to speak with you. So that's something you would need to work out with your student. Otherwise, we would need to talk to the student on the phone. My office will also monitor that satisfactory academic progress. So we want to make sure you're maintaining a good GPA and that you're completing your courses. And as Megan said, you will hear, I'm going to call Jody, or you'll hear me say I'm going to call Megan. Have you checked my MCC? That is awesome. It gives you, if it's green, we have everything and you should be able to see your awards. If it's red, there's probably an issue. If it's yellow, we need something from you. When in doubt, email the financial aid office if you choose to do so, fa@muskegoncc.edu, or give us a call. We also now have a text feature. Prior to coming down here, I was texting with a student who needed an after hours or before hours appointment. So we're trying to work with everyone, many different ways of communicating with you. Your first communication from the financial aid office will be paper. Everything after that will be via email to the student's email account. I know that's really quick financial aid in a nutshell, but I will be here afterwards and answer any questions that may come up as the evening goes on. I have Alice next. Alice is going to go over the next admission steps.
Thank you. All right, hi everyone. My name is Alice Derazinski. I'm an admissions rep here. Some of you look familiar. Maybe I was at your school. So welcome. Congrats on graduating. So Jalen covered steps 1 through 3. So application, financial aid, and testing. So if you ever need help filling out your FAFSA, or if you haven't done that yet, you should do it soon. I encourage that. But if you need help with that, contact our office. We're happy to help you, and it does need to be done every year. So next year, if you need help, we'll also be able to help with that. So just a note. So step number 4 is where we're at now. So that would be orientation. And so our orientation's fully online, easy to complete. It's just a couple videos, and then you'll take a quiz at the end for credit. And so that's orientation. It's just on our main orientation website. So step number 5 is counseling, and we have one of our counselors here who's going to kind of go over that. So Sylvia.
Hi, my name is Sylvia, as Ellis just mentioned. I'm one of the counselors in the Counseling and Advising Center, and our counselors here are divided by pathways. So I am the health service pathway, and Ellis right now is going to my MCC. So if you haven't logged into the, also known as the student portal, but the my MCC, you can make an appointment with us through that site.
Where do you want me to go first?
Perfect, this is right here. If you ever just want to find us or anything on our website is wonderful. You can just use that search button that Ellis used and just type in whatever it is that you want to look for, financial aid or, so anyways, she typed in counseling and advising. So to make an appointment, you can see, make an appointment. You can just click on the button and then you can find us by different pathways. This is an appointment system, so if you want to just click on it, just to show. So if you're an undecided student and you're like, I'm not sure what I want to go into, I want to just take some general education classes, you can just pick a counselor undecided. And then you can see the different pathways there. We've got arts and humanities, we've got business, engineering, health services, and so on. So now don't panic, because sometimes you might click on it and it's going to say, oh, no appointments are available. Not to panic, but if you go scroll up a little bit, it should have our phone number and our email address. So just know that you can always do that. The system is great, but it only goes 3 weeks out. So sometimes we get cancellations or something, or same day we might be able to get you in. So always just call or email. The next thing is, if you want to scroll or go back to the website, the back one, we also have something called Counseling Express. So maybe you already scheduled your classes and you already have your fall already settled, but you know what, you have a question or two, we have Express. So if you click on that, you can meet with a counselor virtually. So you can either come in on campus if you want and walk in and meet with somebody, or you can meet with one of us virtually. You'll have to answer some questions, and then we'll do a Zoom, and we can help you there for some quick questions. So the other thing to kind of keep in mind is as our appointments start filling up, like 1 month before school starts, and you can see it down at the bottom, we have extended drop-ins. So that's if we can help you with everything, like if you need a nursing application or if you have questions, I'm not sure if I should drop a class, or I'm struggling, what do I do? I'm kind of stressed out. Come see us. All our counselors are licensed counselors, so you can come see us. We'll help you out. Trying to think if there's anything else. So, but we're great because we can help you out and just make sure that you're going to graduate on time. Some students say, I want to be done in 2 years. I know it's 62 credits, so we can help you take those classes. I know sometimes some students in the past have said, oh, I got it, I can figure it out, I can see it on there. But then they come to the last semester and they're like, okay, my class that I need to graduate isn't here, why not? So, and it's because I was only offered in the fall. So that's another reason why you want to come see us. So I don't know if anybody, I'll be here around if you have any questions at the end, but it's really important to come see us, and again, call us or email us if you see that there's no appointments available, or if it's a quick question, visit our Express. Okay, thank you. And Erin is next to talk about registration.
There you go.
Hi, I'm Aaron Richmond, registrar here at MCC. So that means I work with class registration and student records, transfer credits, graduation, things like that. Ellis has pulled up our registration webpage. So I know when you come to college, there are a lot of terms thrown around. Register, enroll, apply for financial aid, sign up, etc. So what are we talking about when we say register or registration? And that means actually signing up and picking out your specific class schedule. So what days, times, formats of the classes that you're going to take. So for instance, like our English 101 class is our freshman English composition class that most students have to take. You might meet with a counselor, as Sylvia was talking to you about, and you'll put English 101 on your plan for the upcoming semester. But we're offering like probably 20 English 101 class options. So you actually have to go in there after meeting with a counselor to pick out which day and time, which format, whether it's online, in person, evening, morning, daytime, etc. I will mention that for the upcoming fall semester, about 70% of our classes have an on-campus component. So we've been gradually getting back more and more on campus since the pandemic. So during the pandemic, we had about 80% online, 20% on campus. Now it's about 50-50. Fall semester 70-30. Favoring the on-campus. So we're gradually getting back on campus, but we do still have a lot of options for online, depending on what you need. When to register, if you could click that button there. So this, and the page that Ellis was previously on, you don't have to go back, Ellis, but is the main webpage that I would refer you to if you have any questions at all when you actually go to sign up for classes. And that's just muskegoncc.edu/registration. Or as Sylvia was saying, if you just typed in registration in that search box, that page should pop up. But that has all the information you would need about class registration. Ellis clicked the when to register button, and that will take you to this page, which has lots of different important dates on when to register, when to drop a class if you change your mind about a particular class, even if the semester has already started, when to drop that class in order to avoid getting charged for it and avoid getting a grade for it. All those important dates are on this page. So if you just start with that muskegoncc.edu/registration page, you can jump to all of this information very easily. But when to sign up for classes, when to register for classes for the upcoming fall semester, I would say as soon as possible. So if you haven't already done so, or you're just now going through the enrollment process or about to do that, as soon as you get in an account, and hopefully after you meet with a counselor, and they help you plan out your courses, you want to go in and register as early as possible. As of right now, about 50% of the students who will be coming in the fall have already signed up for classes. So that means there's still a lot of seats available, but they are starting to fill up. As we get closer to the start of the semester, classes do fill up, so you want to get in there, register as early as possible. If you go in to register for a class and the class is full, you will have an option for most classes to add yourself to the wait list, and we would encourage you to do that because seats do often open up on a class's wait list, and you would get an email notification to your MCC email account letting you know that a seat has opened up in a class and you can go ahead and register for it. So if the class is full, when you get in there to register, be sure to add yourself to the wait list. How to actually register for classes. Ellis, if you could back up and then click that how to register icon there. This page, and if you click the second one, the step-by-step guide, thanks Ellis. This page has detailed instructions about how to register for classes, where to go. It has screenshots with arrows. If you sort of just scroll down there, Ellis, you'll just see, you start with My MCC, and then you go to the student planning system. So this will tell you exactly what to do when you get in there to register for classes, when you get to that step, when you're ready to actually pick out your class schedules. So again, if you need any help figuring out how to do it, just go to that muskegoncc.edu/registration and then click the how to register button, and it will show you exactly what to do. If you need any help at all, don't hesitate to reach out to us. On that registration webpage at the bottom is our contact information. You can also email, call, text, come in to campus to see us. About right above us in front of the main doors is the Student Welcome Center. Staff in the registration department work at that Welcome Center. So if you're ever nearby or on campus or you have some time to stop in, and you need help, feel free to stop in, ask the staff at the Welcome Center for help with registration. They'd be more than happy to take you to a computer, walk you through the steps, make sure you're doing everything right. So that's all I have, and I'll turn it over to Ashley.
Good evening. So my name is Ashley Battle. I am the manager of admissions partnerships, and I'm going to briefly go over ordering your textbooks. But one quick thing that I want to mention is a running theme that we've been talking about is your MCC portal. We keep directing students to their MCC portal for financial aid information, registration, and now I'm going to talk about books regarding your MCC portal. So when you become a full student here, you will get to know your MCC portal through orientation, right? So Ellis talked about students having to complete their orientation, which is completely online. Through your orientation, you will get to know what your portal is, how to navigate it, how to log into it, all of that. You will also get to know how to register for classes, how to order your textbooks, how to find your financial aid information. That will all be taking place through your orientation. But we're just trying to give you a brief overview of a few things, right? So with books, you're going to go to your portal. To pre-order your textbooks, you're going to pre-order your textbooks right after you register for classes. The reason why, this helps the bookstore and this also helps you, right? The bookstore knows what books that you need, and then all you have to do is just come into the bookstore and grab them, because they'll take them off the shelf, package them up for you, just come in and grab them. So it's really easy for you. You're going to find the bookstore icon right here on your portal. You're going to need to have your class schedule in front of you when you pre-order your textbooks. The reason why is because each class, say for instance it's English 101, they have different sections and the instructors may use different books, right? So you need to make sure that you know your section. So if you select summer, we're going to use summer as an example. Select astronomy, and then the course in section, and then retrieve materials. So what I want to show you on this page right here is the different types of books that we have available. So we have new print, we have used print, and we also have a rental option. The bookstore usually likes our students to take the rental option because you save money up front. You save quite a bit of money up front, as you can see right here. Usually we'll also have a digital option, and what the digital option is basically that just downloads to whatever device you have. So whether it's your laptop, your phone, tablet, whatever. And it will download for a period of time. So some of the digital options will download for about a year, and then it will just disappear after that is done. So you select whatever option you want, and you move from there. You don't have to move from there. But our bookstore has multiple book options in there for our students. We try to save them as much money as we can with the book options that we have in there. And like I said, renting is usually the best way to go. With renting textbooks, our students, they have the book for the whole semester. There's a due date, it's usually the end of the semester. Our students can write in the textbooks and they can highlight in the textbooks. With renting though, you do have to put down a credit card or debit card as collateral, just in case you don't return the textbook when it's due. The bookstore will charge you to replace that textbook. And that's about it for that. Our bookstore staff is great. If you have questions, you can go in there and ask them your questions. They can help you pre-order your textbooks if needed. They can help you find your textbooks if you don't want to pre-order them and you just want to go into the bookstore. They can do that as well. And that is all that I have for the bookstore. We're going to open it up to some supports. I have Miss Emily here. She's going to talk about some of our supports.
Thank you,
Do you want
Ashley.
anything going on?
Yeah, you could post the Jayhawk page. Hi, everyone. My name is Emily Merton, and I am the Jayhawk Hub Coordinator here at MCC. The Jayhawk Hub is our resource center on campus. So we partner with a lot of resources in the community to help make those more accessible to our students. So this is our website, and we're currently, or the website, or our page on the MCC website. We're working on getting this updated, so it does have our summer schedule on there. But one of the biggest things that students use in the Jayhawk Hub is our food pantry. So we have a food pantry for any students can use it. Actually, all of our services are open to all students. The only thing that we require is that you're enrolled in classes. So our food pantry not only has food like dinner options, but we also have grab and go snacks. So, you know, if you're struggling to find access to food, maybe you're really hungry before class, come in and grab a granola bar. We also have household products like toilet paper, paper towel, things like that. So those things are students really appreciate that, and again, it's open to all students. Another thing that we have at the Hub is transportation assistance. So we know many of you may live farther away from the college. This college does serve a wide area. So we know it can be pricey, especially with the gas prices. And we also, so we have bus passes for students if you live within an area that the bus goes to. And those are kind of unlimited. We give you a pack of 6, and you can come as many times as you want and get as many bus passes. We also have emergency gas cards. So again, we understand that students have a lot of expenses outside of classes, and students can receive up to 3 $20 gas cards per semester for emergency to get to work or school, for example. We also partner, like I said, with a bunch of community organizations. One of them is the Rescue Mission. They provide, not only do they stock our food pantry, but they also provide clothing certificates for career clothing. So, you know, if you need some career clothing for an interview, for example, or for a job, you can come talk to us and we can connect you with certificates where you can purchase career clothing that you need. We also partner with Michigan Rehabilitation Services. So that's if you maybe have a learning disability, a medical condition, a mental health condition, they can work with you for job training, to help you prepare for an interview, to make sure you're getting all the accommodations you need at a job. Those are just some of the examples of what they can do. And we also work with a bunch of other organizations, not to go into details each of them, but we work with Every Woman's Place, Al-Anon. We do work with DHHS, so if you need help setting up a Medicaid application or accessing food stamps, for example. So all sorts of different resources. We try not to recreate the wheel. We know they're already out there in the community, but maybe you don't know how to access them, so that's what I'm here for. So please don't hesitate to come see me. My information is at the bottom of this page. So I'm always available. You can call me, you can text me, or you can use that link to schedule an appointment, or email, of course. So yeah, don't hesitate to reach out. Obviously, I didn't list everything we have access to, so you know, if you have a question or a concern, just don't hesitate to ask. I'm here to help. So yeah, I think that's all I have. Again, I'll be around for questions at the end as well. And I'm going to pass it on to Kaylee, who's going to tell you about some ways to get involved at MCC.
Thanks, Emily.
Did you want me to pull up anything?
Yeah, if you could get the student success page.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So my name is Kaylee. I am the manager for Student Life Veterans Services and Orientation. So congratulations, first off, to all the graduates in here, and on your Promise Scholarship. So much hard work went into getting that scholarship, and I just commend you for all of that hard work. It would have been very helpful for me as a student at MCC years ago to be able to have that scholarship. So again, congratulations, and we really look forward to and hope that you decide to choose MCC as your school that you attend. So, just use the care team. I think whatever one shows like our contact info. Okay, so today I want to talk about how you can get involved at Muskegon Community College. So there are multiple clubs that you can choose from. It's very easy to join a club, and it's really easy to start a new club if you can't find a club that you're interested in joining. So we have what's called Jayhawk Frenzy, and that happens the first week of classes at MCC to welcome our students to campus. And one of the events that we have is Club Day for students to join any student organizations that they might be interested in. So also at Jayhawk Frenzy, there's food, there's lots of activities, there's giveaways, so it's a really fun time to kind of get acclimated to campus and join a club or two. So a couple of clubs that I want to touch on. One is our student government. Student government is where you can share your voice as a student. You can let us know as a college what we can do to improve. And we are really looking for some students that want to share their voice. So if you're interested in joining student government, please let me know. I'm very excited about getting that back up and going after COVID. And then the other one, which there were flyers available, was Phi Theta Kappa. So Phi Theta Kappa is an international honor society, and it's something I was also involved in as a student. So Phi Theta Kappa is for students that have at least a 3.25 GPA. And it really focuses on scholarship and service. So one of the things that you can do in Phi Theta Kappa is do service projects in the community. But you can also get scholarships to transfer. So if you're planning on getting your associate's degree and going to a university like I did, then you can get a scholarship for that, potentially. So I got a scholarship when I transferred to Grand Valley State University, just for being in Phi Theta Kappa and being a member. So really great opportunity, and I encourage you, if you're interested, to be a part of Phi Theta Kappa. So yeah, so that's in a nutshell how to get involved. Again, don't miss out on Jayhawk Frenzy, and try to join a club. And then I will hand this over to Emily from Tutoring.
Hi everyone, my name is Emily Butkovich and I am the Tutoring Services Manager here at MCC. And I'm just excited to share a little bit with you about the services available, and I have two opportunities that I want to highlight. So the first opportunity is to become the recipient of our tutoring services. We offer content-specific tutoring, and so we have tutors that have completed courses here at MCC, and they are able to work with you answering specific questions and working through concepts that you're learning in your class. And then we also have general tutoring, which is just overall study support. And so we have tutors that are happy to work with you navigating Blackboard, organizing notes, just helping you stay on track with your studies. Majority of my tutors are peer tutors, which means they are students just like you. And so that leads me into the second opportunity I want to share about. If you are someone who enjoys learning and helping others, becoming a tutor might be for you. It is a paid position, and there are some requirements and qualifications. You need to be at least 18 years of age. You have to be registered in 6 credits and have a 3.0 GPA. So if that is something that might interest you, I would love for you to reach out. Let me know. I'd love to talk with you more about that. I really want to encourage you to take advantage of our tutoring services. If you find yourself here at MCC, take advantage of our services even before you start struggling. Tutoring is a great way to keep you on track. And we are available and eager and happy to work with you. Your goal or your success is our goal. So we want to see you do well, and we want to be here to help you with that. And then if anybody has questions, I will also be around.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So we threw a lot of information at you today about MCC, about the Promise, what your next steps are, some of the resources, how to get involved. And so we would like to open it up for any questions that you have, anything that's pressing. Even if you're like, I don't know if I should ask it, we're here to help you. And one thing I do want to mention too, we have a lot of student employment opportunities available for on campus. So if you are looking for a job, shameless plug, we need student ambassadors in the admissions office, okay? But all of the people that you saw today are all in need of student workers. So if you want to work on campus, let us know. Go on your MyMCC and you can apply for jobs. You get to do 20 hours a week typically, so we would love to have you. So that's just my plug for if you're looking for a job. But does anyone have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Satisfactory academic progress has been used. Does that have to do with GPA or something else?
Yeah, we'll bring Jody up so she can give you some insight. So her question was about SAP, is what we call it, Satisfactory Academic Progress, and what does that mean?
It's something Megan mentioned earlier. It keeps you in good standing with the college. So your first semester, we're going to run a process called SAP. Financial aid is like a whole new language. Also, we use a lot of acronyms. But you get one semester kind of as your warning. Like if you don't do very well in the fall semester, your winter semester is going to be your warning semester. So what you want to keep in mind is that you maintain a 2.0 GPA and that you complete at least 2/3 of the credit hours you attempt. That's cumulative. So if you've also taken dual enrollment credits, it's going to look at everything and make sure that you're on course to complete your degree using financial aid. Another thing, you won't have to worry about this one right now, but we monitor 150%, which means financial aid will pay for 150% of the credit hours needed to complete a program. So if your program's 100 credits, financial aid will pay for 150. But that's down the road. That would be if you were here for years 3, 4, 5, and 6, you might run into, or you change your major a lot, you might run into the max credit rule. But really, the two you should be focused on right now is that 2.0, and make sure you're completing at least 2/3 of the credit hours you attempt. Does that help? One thing I want to mention about the bookstore, we brought it up. Muskegon Promise does not cover books. Megan mentioned their last dollar. So if you have other grants and scholarships that come through the financial aid office and financial services, they typically, 99% of them, go towards your tuition first. So there wouldn't be money remaining for books unless those other scholarships and grants beyond Muskegon Promise have money remaining. Just keep that in mind that if you were to go to the bookstore and you said, well, I have Pell Grant, yeah, but that's going to go towards your tuition first. I just wanted to clarify that earlier because it could have been a little fuzzy as we ran through everything at first.
Thank you. Any other questions? Yes.
I had a couple. Like, what does a credit hour actually cost right now?
$120, $150.
$120, $150.
Okay, and if you have a lot of science classes, does the Promise Scholarship cover all your fees, the lab fees for anything? Classes?
Trip? That science course, I'm not sure that.
No.
So there's lab fees. I'm sorry. So we have credit hours and contact hours. And contact hours usually attached to those like lab courses, your biology and your chemistry. That's where that bucket of money comes in. Those classes are more expensive. But if you're still in your 5,600, that's how I look at it. Yep, as long as you're on, so your first semester, let's say, because of your labs, you're in 12 credit hours, but you're being billed for 16, that 5,600 will still cover your 12 credit hours, but you're being billed for 16 because of all your lab fees. That just leaves you less, or you use that bucket of money faster. That would leave you less for the winter semester.
We'll leave it for you to figure it out.
What was that?
We'll leave it to you.
Yeah, thank you. You'll see it change on the award. Once we get winter going, you'll see what's remaining of that bucket.
Okay, and I have another question.
Okay.
So she's waiting on AP test scores. She won't get till July. So she can't really register for classes because she won't know what she can skip.
Sylvia, do you want to come up? And so while we wait for Sylvia to come up, I would say to meet with the counselor now and just let them know what AP courses you did take, and they can kind of schedule around that, because you don't want to wait too late and then there's nothing for her to take.
Yeah, I heard part of the question, but you took AP credits, is that, and we're waiting for the results?
Yep.
So if you go to that website, the Muskegon Community College website, and type in AP, you can see what classes, or what test you took, and then what score you need. You need a 3 or higher, and then you can see what class you're gonna get credit for. So we kind of stay clear of that class, and then we kind of schedule around it. So if that helps. Sometimes if it's like a math AP test that you took, then we might want to just take that math class and then we can adjust your schedule. Does that help?
Or like English.
Or English? Yeah, so we have some students who do the English AP test. If you pass it, then what we could schedule, we could go ahead and schedule English 102, the next English. And then if you, for some reason, didn't pass it, then we'll go back and adjust your schedule. So once you get your scores, then you might want to just hop on to one of those express and say, okay, I got my AP scores and I need to adjust my schedule. Can you help me with that class? But that
So
helps.
you get all the courses that you want. Maybe hold on that English or hold on that math. And you know, you can schedule classes right up till September, right?
Up until the class, up until, before the class starts is the best.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
There's a question over there somewhere, I saw a hand.
Somebody else have a question? Yes, ma'am.
How long are AP test scores good for? Like if he took them, he's gonna hold off to wait and see.
They don't expire.
They don't.
Aaron gave me a big one of these in the back. They don't expire.
So you might want to keep in mind though too, like if you transfer to Grand Valley or let's say MSU might say, oh, they might need a 4 over there. So kind of keep that in mind. So I had one other question. He's received a lot of other scholarships. How do we know if those can be used for books?
So it would be, do you want it? So it would be specific to that scholarship. So if that scholarship says for textbooks and it comes to, okay, great, nope.
Megan, plug your ears. If you have the option, have them send the scholarship directly to you with MCC's name off it. Then it can be used for books. If it comes to MCC with MCC and the student, we have to use it for tuition first. Like I said, when I said there was 99%, there's the chamber.
Women's division of the chamber.
And Rotary. Those are the only two that allow for books. But Megan can unplug your ears now.
Yes.
The question was on the earlier when we talked about credit hours and contact hours. So we have a class that's a 4 credit hour plus 3 contact hours, because we're good for 7. Does that only count as 4 of our 62 allotted
Yes.
hours? Yeah. So as long as we don't go over in the year, we can go over 3 years.
Yes.
Yes.
Can I add one more?
Mention when the bucket is front loaded, or at the end of that school year, at the summer session, if there's a balance, does it roll over, or is that what you get for the year?
The money goes back to the promise. If we don't technically have it yet, we bill for it. But yeah, it just wouldn't be billed for, it would stay in the big bucket of money at the promise. It wouldn't roll over for the next year, a new dollar amount each year.
It's basically our ultimate sustainability plan, okay? So if we don't use all the money in a year, it stays in our investment accounts, and that helps for future years, future scholars, okay? One thing I wanted to add about the 62 credit mark is sometimes when you get a couple of years down the road and you're near an end of an associate's degree or a credential, Erin and I will work together and try to figure out how far are you away from that credential, and do you need a little bit of flexibility from the promise. We do that all the time. We have graduation audits that we look at and transcripts, and we really try to work in your best interest to make sure that we're being fair. Because remember, the idea of the promise is to get you a degree, all right? So if you're thinking about and worried about your AP credits now or your dual enrollment credits now, we will take a look at that case by case, student by student, as you get closer to that degree completion.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna address the elephant in the room, but if heaven forbid we were to shut down again or require masks or not be able to meet in person, how easy is it to convert the classes to online and keep it going?
So-
Or is everything gonna shut down and start over?
Well, we've become pros at switching to online very quickly. So now we have a lot of mechanisms in place. And Erin and Sylvia, correct me if I'm wrong, but we have a lot of mechanisms in place. So if something happens, we use Blackboard, we can use Zoom. We have different ways that we can still continue with classes now. And one thing that we do offer is flexibility with classes, which before COVID, we had some, but not a lot. So currently now we have an online option, we have a hybrid option, which is you come to campus and online, and we have online synchronous and asynchronous. One is where you meet at a certain time online in Zoom, and one is where you do it by yourself. So we have some wiggle room around that. So I don't think we would ever get to a place where it's like shut down like it was before.
With that, there's no more snow days.
Yes. Yeah, now Zoom, that's it.
I know that the counseling appointment is an excellent idea, but is it mandatory?
So I say yes. I would highly encourage everyone to meet with a counselor just because you want to stay on track. And with financial aid, if you decide to take a class that's outside of your program, financial aid will not cover it. So if you go online and let's say you register for English 102 and it's not required, for example, which it is, but if it wasn't, then financial aid wouldn't pay for that. So by meeting with the counselor, you get to know exactly what's in your program, and especially if you're looking to transfer, it's important to meet with the counselor. So you're going to Michigan State or Grand Valley or ULM, and you know your classes will go with you. So I would highly, highly, highly suggest meeting with the counselor.
Can they change their mind? If let's say they get started in the fall like gen ed, and then they go, well, I want to go to nursing.
Mm-hmm.
Will that pay for that whole nursing associates?
So it would depend on how many credits has been completed already in the prior program, and then the promise would still pick up for whatever's remaining. So if you get to a nursing program, sometimes that's a few years. So if you get to your last year and you've utilized your funding, then you would have to work with Megan and Erin to kind of see where you are with that, but you would may be responsible for that extra. Any other questions? Has everybody logged into their MyMCC? Okay. If you get stuck with your MyMCC, that's an important place. If you have not logged into your MyMCC, please make sure you do so. Your classes will be there, your textbooks will be there, your Blackboard is there, financial aid is there, all of your resources. If you get stuck there, there is a website, login help. You can just search that on our website, and there's a number for the help desk, and they can help you get logged in if you ever get stuck or don't know how to get into that MyMCC. Anything else?
I do have a set of business cards on the table as you walk out the room if you'd like to take one of those. One of the things that I pride myself on is you can call me anytime. My cell phone is at home with me. It's on all the time. I've taken phone calls at 10 p.m. I've taken phone calls at 7 a.m. and anywhere in between. So please don't feel bad about reaching out. I'm here to help as best as I can. If I don't know the answer, I reach out to the helpers in the room. We are in constant contact. We have wonderful working relationships, and we're really, truly here to help make sure that you succeed. So thank you so much for coming.